understanding of what it's all about. So with that said, I would like to introduce my very first guest, and that is Miss Shirley Buchanan, who happens to be on the board of the DC Chapter of Project Management Institute in Washington, D.C. Welcome, Shirley.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for being a Mentor Forward.
My pleasure.
Now, I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and I'm going to start with, tell us a little bit about Project Management Institute and its mission.
Project Management Institute is an organization that advocates the profession of project management. It was founded in 1969 with the mission of providing practitioners with an opportunity and with resources so that they can become better project managers. They are the leading membership association that promotes this profession of project management.
So really it started off as an educational tool, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
For project managers, so they could do their work better.
Absolutely. And there was a void in that project management practitioners did not have standards. They did not have access to information that would bolster their profession. So the project managers who started the foundation thought that this would be a great idea so that other project managers could have a resource and have a place to go for valuable information.
Okay, now how large is PMI today?
PMI has 250,000 global members.
Wow.
And we have 250 chapters worldwide. And in the Washington, D.C. area, we have 8,000 members, which makes us the largest chapter worldwide.
Oh, and how long have you been a member, and what made you decide to join PMI?
I've been a member of PMI for about 10 years,
Okay.
and I joined because I was a practicing project manager and I needed a place to go for resources.
Okay.
And what I learned was that Project Management Institute has a wealth of information available to practitioners, and that is why I've been so successful as a project manager, because I have a place to go to get information.
Okay, before I ask you about some of the benefits that you gained from being a member, I wanted to ask you, what prompted you to get actively involved? Because you had to have started as a volunteer to reach board level status.
Yes.
So tell me what prompted you to get involved as a volunteer?
Well, one of the things I wanted to do is help the growing chapter, because our chapter grew 2,000 members within 2 years.
Wow.
And I wanted to be involved in helping the chapter to transform into an efficient organization and so that it could be inclusive.
Okay.
So one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to use my network that I brought with me to help with that transformation.
What was so what was your first volunteer job?
My very first volunteer job was to do member surveys.
Oh, very
And
good.
as a result of the member surveys, I learned a lot more about the nature of project management members. And that was probably one of the driving forces that said, okay, you need to get more involved so that you can make some of these members happy about the services.
Did you ever notice, Shirley, as I mentioned in my book, that part of volunteering for organizations is that you get that visibility? And with that, because you know, they say it takes the average networker 5 to 7 contacts to be remembered, but we want to be remembered much faster. And don't you agree that by volunteering and getting on the different committees and so forth of organizations, you start to become noticed more quickly?
As a matter of fact, that's a very good point, because one of the ways in which we encourage volunteers to offer services for the chapter is exactly that. It gives them the opportunity to use their project management skills. It engages them in a way that they can develop more deeper relationships, and also it gives them the visibility that you just mentioned. We have over 300 volunteers that do just that.
And do you offer networking events and functions so that your members can get to know each other?
Absolutely. We have, on a monthly basis, we offer luncheons, dinner meetings, once a month. Once per quarter, we have breakfast meetings. And each year, we have a career day, an international project management day, and a very fun golf outing.
Oh, that sounds really great. Actually, you just answered one of the questions I was going to ask you, and that was, what do you do? We were hearing about the recession coming. So I always want to ask organizations, what do you do for your members to foolproof them against recession. And what does PMI do? Do you offer anything, any career opportunities or career days to help your members?
We have several things that we do. The Career Day is one of our newest events in that it offers our members the opportunity to interview with employers.
Okay.
They have face-to-face time with employers to determine whether or not they're suitable for the job openings that the employers have available. At that day, they also have the opportunity to develop their skills. So that is a time that they get interviews, they can have interviews, and they can also hone their skills by participating in workshops. The other thing that we do is we have a job bank, an online job bank, which allows employers to post their openings, and it allows our members to post their resumes. And something new that we're doing, after listening to some of our members, we're having an informal social networking event. We're starting that because some of our members say, well, you know, most of the networking events are so formal. We would really like to have more informal networking events. So during April, we will be having a social networking event.
And what will that involve?
That will enable our members to have face-to-face informal time with employers that we have invited to join us for that event. We will expect up to 10 employers to participate in the event, and our members will have the opportunity just to have casual conversations and build relationships not only with the employers but some of their peers who may know about.
I'm trying to understand the difference between the formal and the informal. What is going to be different? Is it the way they're dressed? Is it they're going in casual attire? What makes it informal?
Less structure. The social networking event is less structured.
So it's less planned out.
Yes.
It's more just open.
Open, yes.
Okay, that sounds great. That is very interesting. So you do a lot for the members. And
Absolutely.
I know you have conferences that are held worldwide as well. Is that not correct?
Yes. PMI offers worldwide conferences, and there are several conferences held internationally throughout the world.
Okay. I wanted to ask you one last question. Or maybe a couple, but who are the types of people that would want to join PMI? You know, what does your membership consist of? Who would want to go and become a member?
Yes. Most of the time what I've seen are individuals who are mostly interested in the structured approach to developing and implementing projects.
Okay.
Now, some of the professions that they're in involve information technology, financial services, consulting, public sector, healthcare, and construction for the most part.
Okay.
So the people that are involved in those professions tend to be more likely to be involved in Project Management Institute because they know that there is a wealth of resources available to them.
Okay, now I see the wrap-up signal over there, so I'm going to ask you one last question. What would you like to tell the viewers about benefits of membership of any professional organization? Is there something that you would like to say to the viewers that would motivate them to want to join an organization?
Yes, I think, in my opinion, I think the networking is really the key. One of the things that I really learned from this experience and my involvement is that I have gained some richer and deeper personal relationships and professional relationships with individuals that I've interacted with, either through my volunteerism or through just my active involvement in PMI. So yes, I think it's the relationships that are built as a result of my involvement.
And as we say on Mentor Forward, it's always about the relationship. It's the human element of business that guarantees your business success. Shirley, thank you so much for being with us on Mentor Forward today. It was a pleasure having you and learning more about PMI. And we will be back in a few moments with our second guest.